Hey, Shalom, Shalom. Of course, call Haloyim, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone that rule and teach well. Peace and Shalom to the Akim out there and the elect, which the elect consists of, the men, women, and children, selected to make it out of here from the coming nuclear destruction, all right? I'm the brother Zion Allah, the DC camp, coming at you with another video, our ancient Hebrew language. Why? Because we are Hebrew Israelites. So every now and then I like to touch on the Hebrew, okay? So this is our ancient Hebrew language, Shabath, not Shabbat. And I believe I did a lesson on this before. All right, as a matter of fact, follow me, okay? Follow me. Let me see if I can find it. All right. I'm off. And, let me see. Let me see what comes up. See? Right
the
there.
apostles and the elders of
I
Great
put on
Millstone
there
and teach us well.
our ancient
Peace
Hebrew
and
language,
shalom to the Akim out there and the elect. That's the
Shabath.
men, women,
Okay,
and
so I
children
actually did one
selected to make it
about
out
a
of here
year
from
ago,
coming
but this
nuclear
time I want to
destruction. All right?
add
I'm your
not
brother Zion Allah, the
Shabbat.
DC camp, coming at you
Okay,
with
our
another
ancient Hebrew
our ancient
language,
Hebrew language video. It's been a
Shabath,
while since I
not
did
Shabbat.
one of those type
Okay,
of
you got to
videos.
keep that
Our
in mind.
ancient Hebrew language.
We have to
We are
constantly
Hebrew
fine tune
Israelites,
things.
and
All
Hebrew
right,
is our
like
language.
it's just
So
like
it's
our
good
apostles and
every
elders
now and then
before
to go into the
when they was
Hebrew.
telling us about certain
Okay,
words. It's
all
not
right. It's beautiful to go into
Revelations.
the Hebrew as much
Okay,
as we can,
it's not
because that also helps to put away
Peter's.
confusion.
It's not
You
when we
see,
say
a lot of
Ptolemy.
people
It's
think
not
they know
Ptolemy.
what they're talking
It's
about a
Ptolemy. We're
specific
just
word,
constantly trying
and
to
when you
fine
go into
tune
the Hebrew,
the
all
words
right, it means something totally
the
different
way
than
they
what
should
people have
be.
been
I
taught.
know,
All right.
of course, we're
Nonetheless,
not
let's
going to
get
be
back to
perfect on
this.
everything,
Our ancient
but
Hebrew
for the
language
most
is going to
part, what
be
we can fine
the
tune,
Shabath,
we fine
okay,
tune. So this is another
aka the
addition to this
Sabbath.
part, basically like it's
Now, a
part
lot of
two.
times you see
Our ancient Hebrew
Akim and
language,
Akwaf out there,
Shabath,
they'll put
not
Shabbat
Shabbat.
Shalom,
Okay, so let me go
which
into
the intent.
this right here. Let me all right, go into this right here. The word Shabath. Okay, now again, we're Hebrew Israelites, so we have to go to the Hebrew. Okay, now this word right here, that's a Shah. Okay, that's a Shah, a Ba, and a Tha. Okay, right there. All right, a Shah, because we go from right to left. So it's a Shah, a Ba, and a Tha. So a Shabbath. Now the transliteration will almost sound like what? Sabbat. Sabbat. Okay, but that's the transliteration. Okay, all right. The actual pronunciation of the word, the pronunciation right there almost looks like the way you're supposed to say it. It almost looks like, okay, the way you're supposed to say it. See that? Shabath is different than what you see up here, the transliteration Sabbat. But a lot of jakes like to use uh, Shabbat. And it's okay because a lot of Israel, what you did was you followed after other men throughout the years who have said Shabbat, Shalom, and you just took it in faith and you just followed it. But again, like I said, this is fine tuning things. Okay? So when you go up here and you put in Shabbat, all right? Let's look, Shabbat or the Sabbath, also called Shabbos by Ashkenazim. You see, this is the way the so-called uh, uh, Jews today say it. Okay, the Adabezi hats. All right, they say Shabbat. You see how they say Shabbat. Okay, we don't say it like them. All right, keep going. Look, let's look at Wikipedia. Okay, and they actually have it. It looks like it's spelled in the English as it would be in like the Lashwan Kodash, but no, that's still wrong. Okay, that's still wrong. That's their way of saying Shabbat or Sabbath. Okay, they say Shabbat. All right, now of course we know the Sabbath means rest or sensation, right? Also called Shabbos. Okay, by the Ashkenazim in Judaism's day of rest on the seventh day of the week, i.e., Saturday. Again, there's no day called Saturday in the scriptures. It's just on the seventh day. Okay, every 7 days you have the new moon Sabbath that comes in, and then you count 7 days from that day. Okay, 7 days from that day will be the 8th day of the month, right? Because the first day of the month, that's number 1, okay? Then you count 7 days after that, okay? Which will be the 8th day of the month. But guess what? That's a week from the first day of the month, right? And that's what? A rest day. And we rest every 7 days from when the month starts, okay? Remember, the month is called after her name. Okay, as a matter of fact, why don't I just get a few scriptures on that? It's not going to have it in this one, so let me go to Ecclesiasticus. All right, Ecclesiasticus 43. It talks about the sun. All right, this is Sirach 43 and verse 1. I'll just read it. The pride of the height, the clear firmament, the beauty of heaven with his glorious shew. The sun when it appeareth, declaring at his rising a marvelous instrument, the work of the Most High. See, it's the work, the sun is the work of the Most High, Yahweh Shem Shai, okay? At noon it parcheth the country, and who can abide the burning heat thereof? A man blowing a furnace is in works of heat, but the sun burneth the mountains 3 times more. Breathing out fiery vapors and sending forth bright beams, it dimmeth the eyes. Great is the Lord that made it, and at his commandment runneth hastily. See, at his commandment it runneth hastily according to its designed course. Okay? He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and a sign of the world. From the moon is the sign of feast, and it says a light that decreaseth in her perfection. Okay, it says the month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven. You see that? So from the month is the sign of feast. So check this out. And you go here, all right? You go to Salakia. I have to do that. You go to Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. Look, it says laws of religious festivals, right at the top. It says, verse 1, and the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, speak unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Yashar'Allah, and say unto them, concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feast. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest. And holy convocation ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. And I got this because this is the how it starts. Okay, all right. It just says then later on it talks about the feast, the other feast. All right, so let me go right here and pull up this word Sabbath. Yep. And what do they have? They have Shabbat and Tha. Shabath. Okay? Shabath. Even though it has Sabbat, it's Shabath. And you notice it's Shabath, Day of Atonement, Sabbath year, week. Okay, produce in the Sabbath year. Okay? So that's how you say Sabbath in the Lashwan Kodash. It's Shabath. Okay? Now that's they have multiple entries for Shabath. Because when you go to this is H7676, go to H7675, you see Shabath again, seat, dwelling place. All right. Let's go to 7674. Cessation, a sitting still, rest. Okay, the cease, sit still. These different variants of Shabbat all deals with what? Being still, resting. Okay? Because even on 7676, what did it say? No, my bad. 7675. Seat, dwelling, place, a seat. You seat still. Okay, you sit still. Okay, it says place, seat. You're still still, so to speak. Right here, Amos 6 and 3, it says a seat, throne, or enthronement. See, a seat is still some type of sitting and being in place, basically a resting. All right, so let's keep going back. to H 7673 to cease, desist, rest, cease. Okay, and you get the picture. Now I'm getting to the second half because I said Shabath, not Shabbat. Okay. Now when you go, let's type something in. If I think I have it in something else, it's all right. I can type it in here. When you go to H 7625, or you know what? I'll do 26. All right, let's go to, because it brought up Genesis 49:10. So we're going to find that H 7626. You see right there. First one right here. Sha, Ba, and Ta. Shabbat. Okay, Shabbat. Okay. A Shabbat is a rod, staff, branch, offshoot, club, scepter, tribe. Okay. It can also be a tribe, clan, or tribe. You see that? So it's a clan or tribe, or it's a scepter. And that's for H 7626, right? So let's go to H 7625. Shabbat, because normally a lot of words have different entries for the same word, right? So the other word is again Shabbat, just like we saw Sabbath, right? Or Shabath, they had different entries, right? So here it is again, H 7625, Shabbat, clan, tribe. See that? So that lines up with what we just read in H 7626. H means Hebrew, by the way, because the Old Testament was in the Hebrew. So the Strong's, which you're looking at now, the Strong's entry is a Hebrew entry, right? So it's Sha, Ba, and Ta, Shabbat. You see a clan or tribe. Let's see if there's any more. So you go further back, it's Shabach. Okay? So let's go back up. So H 7625, we read that. H 7626, we read that. So let's try H 7627. Arad. Okay? 11th month in the post-exilic Jewish calendar corresponding to January, February. Once again, you know, we had our months numbered. Okay? It wasn't no January or February. Okay? But you see here, it's Shabbat. Okay? That has nothing to do with the day of rest known as the Shabath, the English translation, Sabbath day. Okay? Yep, and then it stops after that when you go to H 7628. Again, the reason for this lesson is to what? Fine tune things. We got to get off the mode of being lazy and saying things how, you know, the so-called, you know, Jews said, or the Adabisi has, I should say, as I like to say. Okay? They say Shabbat. We don't. We say Shabath. Okay? They change up a lot of things. It's the same thing when the Adabisi hats, um, what do they do? What do they do? If I'm not mistaken, don't they? It was something that came to my mind and it slipped me. Okay. Oh yeah, I'll just say it like this. They celebrate their high holy days on certain days, and what you'll find is that some Israelite groups, okay, will mimic and follow based off the pattern of the Adabezi hats. If the Passover falls in the April time according to the Adabezi hats, then you'll see a lot of Israelite groups. They'll do it according to the Adabezi hats. Okay, if the Sabbath day falls on a Saturday, every Saturday, according to the Adabezi hats, or every Friday sundown to Saturday Sunday according to the Adabezi hats, then you'll see a lot of Israelite groups following that same pattern. Okay, look, we have to study to show ourselves approved. We have to be scholars. To study, scholar is all being a student. Okay, actually researching into things and looking into things. Okay, we can't just take what Esau have taken, even though they've taken a lot of our ways, but guess what? They tainted it. So we can't just take what they have and run with it. We have to go further into it. Okay, all right. So remember, it's Shabath. Okay, I'll go to it. just so you can have a visual in closing. All right. Go right to it, just so you can have a visual in closing, because it says seventh day in the scripture. Right. So we're going to go down to it. All right. Right here. All right. In closing is Shabath. Okay. Not Shabbat. It's not the transliteration. All right. It's Shabath. Like when we say peace on the Sabbath, a lot of brothers and sisters may say Shabath, or they may say Shabbat Shalom. It's Shabath Shalom. And how do we know? We looked it up. You got to look it up, man. All right. You got to look it up. You got to do your due diligence. All right. Just like when our apostles and elders said, "Hey, brothers, look, you don't put S on Akims." Because they'll say, well, I said S on Akims. You don't put S on Akim. You have brothers that say Akims. It's not that. It's Akim. Okay, it's just fine tuning it. Why? Because we are Hebrew Israelites. This is more than just calling Esau the devil. All right. Call Haloyim, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Shem Kodash, double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders, a great millstone. Peace and shalom to the elect as always. Double shalom.